goes, and so too Paul Wright. He'll play for Kilmarnock this afternoon. Rob Palmer.
Thank you very much. Well, Masters football is all about legends, and the Kilmarnock fans will be very happy with the turnout in red this afternoon. Every player boasts either a promotion or a cup medal in their time with Kilmarnock. There are 3 representatives of the team that won the cup in '97, Paul Wright, Roy Montgomery and Tim Brown. Killie, new to the competition, an unknown force, but sometimes youth can win, and Brown and Wright are both a babyish 36. Our Rangers, of course, are the reigning Scottish Masters, and they have the most star-studded team. Every player has at least 1 league or cup medal to show from their Ibrox glory days. We talk about greats. Well, Paul Wright was the record signing for Kilmarnock and the man who scored the Scottish Cup winner back in 1997. Mark Walters may now be 40, but he's a veteran of Masters football, player of the tournament and Golden Boot winner to add to his 3 league titles and 2 League Cup medals in his time north of the border. Referee is Peter Jones, a former Cup final referee himself, now of course retired, but pottering around the Braehead Arena this evening. Well, it is a sellout in the Braehead Arena. Of course, Scotland has been starved of live football for the last few weeks, and everybody's desperate to see the stars from yesteryear take to the magic carpet yet again. It's fast, it's furious, it's friendly in the bar beforehand, but once they get out there, a few rivalries are renewed. Rangers don't have to tell you what colours they play in, take the lead with just seconds on the clock. Gordon Drury rolling back the years.
What a wonderful finish, Rob. It's just a ball from Stuart McCall, and that's what Masters football is all about. You just see it early, have a shot at goal. That's a wonderful finish from Gordon Drury.
Voice of Andy Walker, you'd be proud of that one.
I would indeed. It's normally too far out for me, that, Rob.
Give us the key to this competition then. I mean, everybody played 5-a-side in their professional career, but this is a step up from that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think as much as the guys have touched on it already, as much as we all like to see each other, I think once you get out onto the pitch you want to win, and I'm sure it will be very competitive.
It's a case of shooting and following up. It's a little bit like ice hockey with a blown up football. A few of these have been playing with the beach ball to get themselves ready for this. Here's Robert Pritz, who could well have been in Dubai today but turned down the opportunity to pull on that royal blue shirt again. To Mark Walters, this game is made for him. Fantastic feat, 2-0, point proven. It's a breeze.
Well, he's always a star of Masters football, Mark Walters. Just fantastic skill. He's still got all those jinks, feints, moves, and as you can see there, he can still finish.
Just for the record, by the way, 8-0 is the best ever score in Masters football, and that was in our previous tournament in the Midlands Masters. Wolves scored 8 goals. Just in case it gets any worse for the new boys to Masters football, Kilmarnock, is Roy Montgomery. And well, it was a sitter from just a couple of yards out. A little scare for Rangers. Here's Gordon Drury, lovely turn from the Rangers great. Now Ali McCoy's in the side tonight. He's been playing in the last few years, but still a star-studded team. Robert Pritz, the Swede. Interesting, isn't it? Rangers have only 1 foreign player in the team, and here he is, the Swede, almost makes it 3-0.
Well, I don't know what age Robert Pritz is now, but his enthusiasm is just an example to everyone. Fantastic that he's still playing. I think he's still playing competitively, non-league, and he's still got the heart for it.
Admits to being 44 years of age.
And not too far off in weight as well.
Incredible fitness. A man who came from Malmo back in 1982. There's Dave Robertson, the baby of the side, age 35. Still playing, manages and plays for Elgin. He finished 9th in Division 3. Ian Bryson. Another weak shot from Paul Wright, and who scored that cup-winning goal. Record signing, £1,300,000. He's Gordon Drury. Exchanged hands for a lot more than that in his career north and south of the border. Mark Walters to Pritz. We'll be heading home tonight, of course, to watch Sweden in the European Championships. Stuart McCall looking for Drury. What a wonderful move this is from Rangers.
I was speaking to Pritzy before the kick-off, Rob. He's telling me he fancies Sweden for the whole tournament.
As he would. He has 2 Scottish-born daughters, but they'll be donning Swedish shirts tonight. There's Lindsay Hamilton, the goalkeeper, looking long for Gordon Jury. Of course, both sides, all sides in this competition, have to leave a player in the opposing half. We call it the goal hanger rule. Andy Walker will be playing that role for Celtic later on this evening.
It's a rule that I love, Rob. It doesn't involve a lot of work, it involves everyone else doing all that hard stuff, and if they can just pass it to me a yard out, that's the way I like it.
Kilmarnock trying to find their feet, both they and Motherwell are new to this competition. Walters to Brits. McCall is with him, but he chooses to be greedy, which wasn't a bad decision. Nothing to say from Bobby Geddes. Here is Pritz. To Jury. Rangers 2 goals up, maybe conserving a little bit of energy. The top 2 teams go on to play in the final, to go through to the grand final back forward in September. Very casual back. Most of these Rangers players, of course, were together in the glory days of the mid-90s. Robertson, the number 3 there. 6 league medals, 92, 93, 94, 95, 95, 96 and 97. Be an overworked man tonight, Bobby Geddes. Confidence building catch, plays it out to Ian Bryson.
I won't trouble him too much. Efforts like that from the boy Wishart.
There is Bryson. It's maybe a case sometimes of not having a great deal of backlift and just shooting as much as you can, Andy, isn't it?
I think that's very true, and even from the likes of this distance, if it doesn't hit the target, you still get a chance of a rebound.
Dave McKinnon. Oh, well, they're edging their way back into it. There's Ian Bryson with a toe poke over the top. Now Robert Connor to Bryson. Goes the long way round, but fine stop from Lindsay Hamilton. Lindsay Hamilton never played the first team game for Rangers, but it's his big chance tonight at the age of 41. Here's McCall. Hardly missed a game for Sheffield United last season. Mark Walters teaching the kids at Aston Villa these days. He has a full bag of tricks as well to teach. Connor. Sometimes it looks a little slow till you get down there on the carpet. That's a nice little touch from the keeper Hamilton. Now Tommy Tate. Oh, we're back in at Kilmarnock. Their first goal in Masters football, scored by Tommy Tate. It
shows you the benefit of having a few cracks at goal. Once, twice, the ball kept coming back, and on that occasion, 3rd time lucky. Again, great finish. You can't stop that.
It's fast and furious. The clock only stops if there's a major injury. The rolling substitutions, of course. Gordon Jury. Tried to take it in his stride. Now Bryson. Tommy Tate. There's Mark Walters, one of the 2 scorers for Rangers. Drives forward. Oh, almost finding Jury. Bryson. There's Paul Wright. Well, it's a chance for a second goal for Tommy Tate, but maybe Andy didn't realise just how much time he had.
Yeah, he just couldn't get his feet around quickly enough, but it's certainly a chance, and Kilmarnock, after a nervy first few minutes, are coming back into it.
There's Gordon Jury. Those calves beginning to ache a little bit. Robertson to Walters. Just a little bit of a break. Gordon Jury there, who started the scoring in Masters football. Mark Walters. Canale is with Robert Connor.
Could you have started any slower? Yeah, it was a slow start. The warm-up was maybe not what we're used to, but we get a goal and that's us back in it, so hopefully we'll get level and we can go ahead.
Well, that's it. You concede two early doors, Chambers, and yet you're not out of it, are you?
No, we missed a few chances as well, so I missed one myself, but no, the boys are, hopefully if we get an early goal we'll get back in it.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Back to you, Rob.
Point proven. No point for a long conversation. You blink, you may miss a goal here. The referees are instructed to keep things going. Here's Robert Pritz. Sometimes comes down to clever management and imaginative use of substitutes. Who's in charge of your team and making those decisions, Andy?
That'll be Tom Boyd, and if he doesn't get them right, then I'm sure there'll be a few quite happy to tell him.
Heads will roll.
Yeah, well, we'll save that question for a bit later.
There is Pritz. Oh dear. Rather unkind challenge. Actually played for Kilmarnock in his tour of Europe, Robert Pritz. Started off at Malmo, played in the European Cup final back in '79 against Nottingham Forest. Oh, there's a little bit of afters there with Ian Bryson. We do have a sin bin if the players misbehave. They have to go cool down. Here is Robert Pritz. And blocked by Bobby Geddes. Nice Swedish haircut from the 1970s that Pritz has as well.
I don't think it's changed in about 15, 20 years.
At least he's hung on to his, which is more than most of us can say around here. Here's Tommy Tate. Dave McPherson. Now Pritz. Doesn't want to take a rest. Intelligent ball. This big Scott Nesbitt, maybe not built for Masters football. He's what, about 6'3". He must have had his porridge when he was a wee lad. Now Tate looking for his second. Pritz has been running marathons to prepare for this. John McDonald sporting the Jim White haircut. Pritz. It's a lovely ball, and that was almost a lovely goal, but Geddes made a good save. How important, Andy, is it to get off to a good start, both psychologically and physically in this?
I think it's obviously important if you want to get points on the board early. I think Kilmarnock obviously found it a bit tough the first few minutes. They didn't really know what they were letting themselves in for. They're back into it now, they're showing a lot more energy, and I think that's certainly what you need to do.
We do finish off with Rangers against Celtic as the finale to the league, and last year that was the final as well. Kilmarnock and Motherwell have back-to-back games in the middle of the tournament, which is often a bit of a handicap for the sides. There's Tom Brown. Tom Brown, 36. It's a long time since his school days. Dave Robertson. Mark Walters. Here is Walters. Oh, look at that. A kind of latter-day young Ronaldo.
It's fantastic skill, isn't it? I think as soon as it's a one-on-one, you know that it's going to end up in the back of the net, and he's just so sharp. Wonderful control and a very simple finish, and he makes it look so easy, but it's actually very difficult.
I had the misfortune of playing against him in my youth, and he scored 5 goals in one game against me.
I don't think he'd be the first person, Rob, that he would be embarrassed with his skill.
There's McPherson. Stuart McCall, 42 games he played last year for Sheffield United. Doesn't look like he's ever going to slow down either. They've hidden the minis in the car park just in case Rangers do win the competition. There's Walters with that step over, mesmerises the defender, and he's edging, of course, towards his hat-trick goal.
Early contender for top scorer, Mark Walters. He's certainly getting a lot of chances.
What's the odds on you getting that golden boot tonight, Andy?
Well, as long as they can feed me a yard out, I should get maybe 1 or 2.
Always your specialised range. There's Gordon Jury. Nicely does it. There's the 4th.
That's a beautiful goal, that one. Wonderful first touch, but his second one's even better. Route 1 football, all right, but there's the skill. 1 touch, lift over the goalkeeper, fantastic.
Old dog, new trick. (4-1) to the reigning Masters champions. And Killie edge their way back into it again. You look and you see in the opposition true legends in the dark blue shirts. There's a good Rangers turnout this evening as well. Almost all of the seats are taken now in the middle of a shopping centre, and a lot of people coming in with bags from the department stores around and about in the Braehead Arena. I don't know if Alan McAnally's taking anything back home, but he's now with Dave McPherson.
Have the big man, reigning champions, looks as though it's going to be the first win, first game.
Yeah, we're off to a good start, 2 good goals, 1 for Gordon Jury, 1 for Matt Walters. They settled everybody down, hopefully they want to win the tournament again.
To be fair to them, they kind of dug in a little bit, didn't they? Made it a bit more difficult for you after, like you say, such a super start.
Yeah, they got a good goal, but I think we're certainly top. That's another goal from us, so that's his sees through the first match anyway.
It just makes it easier when Wally's in that kind of form, doesn't it?
Fantastic player, I mean this sort of surface suits him as well. Half are defenders, big defenders, but quality player.
Good start, son, first win.
Fritz gets his goal, fully deserved. 5-1, still a minute and a half remaining. Andy, you look there, bit of a scouting report on the 2 teams you have to face.
Well, obviously Rangers very strong, but I think Kilmarnock will have been pleased just to get the first game out of the way, and they'll know that they'll have to do a lot better than their next games.
Here's Mark Walters, seeking a hat-trick, wants to do it with something a little bit special. It's a lovely ball in. Drury on the prowl. Nice little pirouette from Paul Wright. Dave McKinnon, general manager of Kilmarnock, like something for his desk. Back at the ground, well, he's got a goal for his team. 5-2, maybe just a consolation goal, but at the final counts, it could come down to goals scored, a goals difference. Well taken by Paul Wright. Yeah,
Dave McKinnon just waiting for someone to make the run. Paul Wright, as he's done so often, and again, the standard of the finishing has been very high.
Stuart McCall takes the high road to the Killie goal. It's nothing new this last season. Rangers play Kilmarnock 4 times and won all 4, and the trend continues. There's Robert Riley. Is there another consolation or one to tell the kids about? I was going to say in years to come, but the final score in the opening game of the Scottish Masters 2004 is a very comfortable 5-2 win to Rangers. Gordon Jury scoring a couple of wonderful goals. And an early contender for player of the tournament, a man who's well suited to this kind of football, Mark Walters. Well, it's a great start. We've set the scene for the evening ahead. Let's get back to Jim White. Don't yet have any chance of getting to the final. This is the Kilmarnock side who, to put it in context, have to win. They're the new boys to the competition. They're relying on the likes of Paul Wright, who's had time to assess how you play this, and they've had a break after they were heavily beaten by Rangers in their first game. Celtic squad, well, they edged their way past Motherwell 3-2 in the previous game, and they have goal scorers in the side, the likes of Andy Walker, Darren Jackson, Tosh McKinley, not long since they were playing professional football. So it's must win for Kilmarnock, or they'll be heading the way of, sorry Owen to mention it, but you're out of the competition.
Well, I don't think we are. If Kilmarnock can win here, and Rangers beat Celtic in the last game, and we were able to beat Kilmarnock, so there's a few ifs and buts, but I think we'll see a few goals here anyway.
Owen, who has a degree in mathematics.
I think you need it in this competition.
Celtic win, they're in the final. It's like that. So what can Kilmarnock do? One of the players who mean a great deal to their supporters. Rather flamboyant ball from Tom Brown, right on the edge of the area, man who played in the Scottish Cup final win of 1997. Can they provide a shock? They started very slowly against Rangers. They came back well, they were beaten 5-2. They've had a serious talk amongst themselves and feel now that they can get their tactics right.
I think you can see that it's Kilmarnock new to the competition. We were very much like that the first year I played with Bolton, and it does take time to come to terms. But here looks like first goal for Andy Walker.
A striker knows a striker, and a striker knows when a striker's going to score. And he took his time, he made his way, but he gives Celtic the lead. Andy Walker.
Yeah, he did take his time, but it's a good finish, and Andy's an ex-teammate of mine at Bolton, and I think he thought it was too easy for him, but ultimately he got there.
You came down together about the same time, didn't you?
Well, Andy was down just about a year previous to get a bad injury, and I came down then, but we spent the best year and a half together.
Glory, well, the early glory days for Bolton Wanderers, Bruce Rioch and Colin Todd. Remember them fondly?
Yeah, it was a fantastic time, and even the younger lads in the team, always went on to fantastic careers. Alan Stubbs, Jason McAteer, Alan Thompson. So the team was packed with lots of quality.
A lot of friends getting reunited tonight. There is Jim Coburn, and Celtic looking for the second. Walker takes his time, teases Kilmarnock, and they try to walk it into the goal. Celtic, which could be a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I think in this game, the earlier you can get a good lead, the better. And Celtic look as if it's actually far too easy for them.
Kilmarnock can make life easy for Rangers. Part of their play is that they will shoot from any conceivable distance, and as often as they can. There is Paul Wright, club's record signing. Manages Falkhouse United. There's Tommy Tate, looking for a second in the competition, and gives it to Jim Coburn, and a fine save from the former Northern Ireland international Alan McKnight. Yes, Willie Faulkner cut out by Jim Coburn. Slim Jim, as he's known to some.
I think it's fair to say Jim's put a few pounds on. But I think it shows the importance of keeping the ball instead of trying to force it. And here's a chance again. And Kilmarnock are doing that, and we were doing it as well at Motherwell, trying to force the ball instead of being patient until you get a chance.
There's Willie Faulkner to Tom Boyd. There's a certain purpose about the way that Celtic play. Maybe a touch of arrogance as well, but it's wonderful to watch.
Yeah, and at this stage it's looking very much as though it's going to be a Celtic Rangers final.
The referee's given an indirect free kick. Since a few of these players are at their prime, they've introduced the back pass rule, and Celtic make them pay.
Yeah, it's just a bit of quick thinking, isn't it? Kilmarnock switched off and the free kick's been given. It's been played across the face of the goal. There's Andy Walker there at the back post to bury it.
As he always did. Andy Walker was the top scorer for Celtic back in his first spell there. 1988, he managed 26 league goals. You still have him in your team at 39 years of age, like yourself, Owen. Never put on an ounce.
Yeah, no, he does. Andy does a lot. He's actually done the New York Marathon on a couple of occasions, so he does keep himself fit. And I don't think he ever loses that goal-scoring instinct that he has.
One or two others have run the New York Marathon, but they're still running it. That's why they're not here tonight. Well, Andy Walker has scored 2 goals. He's on a hat-trick, but we've delayed that so we can get a chat with Alan McAnally.
Take you off because you were going to get your hat-trick.
I don't like that tactic. I hated that with managers. But you get a hat-trick and whip you off. Not having it.
Is it too easy? It looks very easy for you. I'm serious.
I'm working in a 10-yard radius. That's enough for me.
2 goals, Celtic looking as if they're going to get to the final.
We're looking good. Next game against Rangers. I think we should win this one. We've got a bit of a lead. And it's always good to play Rangers.
Have a rest, get your hat-trick.
Yeah, cheers.
2 in this game. 3 on the night for Andy Walker. One more, and he'll be the leading goal scorer in the competition for this 2004 series.
Yeah, I think he'll be itching to get back in the park. He'll want that hat-trick, knowing Andy. So I would expect to see him arriving in the park soon.
I thought you meant because he didn't want to spend any longer talking to Alan McAnally.
That was the lesser of 2 evils, wasn't it?
pristine shirt there with Tosh McKinley, who sets up yet another Celtic goal. Willie McStay.
Yeah, I think it's John Traynor who just steps in, and it's a great finish, and Bobby Geddes will feel he's not getting much protection in front of him. But Kilmarnock have had a few half chances, and they're just not carrying that little bit of luck to get themselves back into the game.
3-0 Celtic.
Yeah, it'll be difficult now for Kilmarnock, because what will happen is they'll try and chase the game, and Celtic are then able to pick you off. So it's, I think it's going to be a long game to go.
Ambitious effort, the world defending from true champion, and was heading into the ball left-hand corner. Inside the last 2 minutes of the first half, goal centre Masters. The Scottish Masters were on match number 4. It's Kilmarnock 0.
John Halpin who scored that goal. He's the Celtic number 5. It was a late replacement for Willie McStay. There's McKinnon to Tate. McKinnon there, the general manager of Kilmarnock. She'll be having strong words with the players after the game. Play for fun, but they play to win as well.
Yeah, the one thing is very competitive. Nobody likes to get out there and lose. You know, I think Kilmarnock, if they can get a goal, it can spark a bit of life into this game.
It's Tommy Boy. Maybe it's a case now for Celtic of just shuffling the players around, preparing themselves for what we believe will be the final against Rangers, barring an almighty comeback from Kilmarnock.
Yeah, I think you'll see that. Normally most players want to stay on, but I don't think Celtic players will be adverse to coming on and off in this match to keep themselves fresh for what they'll feel is going to be very important matches.
It's Paul Wright. It's back flip to Ray Montgomery. Looking to finish off there was Ian Bryson. Montgomery. Oh, lovely goal, Dave McKinnon.
And he's absolutely delighted with that. His arm up in the air, and you know, that'll mean a big thing to him, especially the fact that he's still working at Kilmarnock Football Club. So a great finish for Dave McKinnon.
Mighty shot from the big man. It's a late birthday present for Dave. He turned, believe it or not, looking at those pictures, 48 last Wednesday. And the candles to blow out.
I think he'll have a video of that one.
Well, a bit of a scare for Celtic in '94 before heading south to Sheffield United again, and you can see he's part of the glory days again for Celtic.
And I think that's John Traynor's second goal of the game, so him and Andy Walker both get doubles.
The second of the evening for John Traynor. Took it very, very well. And he never played 4 games in the senior team, but now for the senior citizens, he's managed 2 in a night.
Yeah, he'll be delighted with that, and it's looking like easy street for Celtic.
Express Traynor. An untidy challenge, let's call it that, from Jim McKinley. And a bit of practice for Alan McKnight.
Yeah, Paul Wright was always known for his long distance shooting when he played, and I think he'll be desperate for one of those to go in tonight.
Walker crosses the halfway line into his defensive half for the first time this evening.
Yeah, I think he's got a nosebleed there, just a bit of observation.
Any other time is half time, isn't it? Here he is, back in his familiar position, head of the diamond. Ian Bryson. Heading, screaming for the ball on this near side is Paul Wright, but Celtic closed down that avenue. It's Bryson again. The next match will be Motherwell against Kilmarnock, and they'll be playing for the big wooden spoon to stir their porridge with tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's not a nice position to be playing for. So I think we'll be doing our utmost to win that match. I do think we've been a little bit unfortunate, but that's the thing in this competition. You must take your chances when you get them.
5 minutes, 50 seconds left of the clock. Celtic 4, Kilmarnock
Here's Tom Brown. Oh, almost. Lovely. Hardly any backlift from Tom, who spent 4 years at Kilmarnock in the mid-90s. McKinnon. They didn't all play together at Kilmarnock. You can see that was a bit disjointed, but it's another good save by Alan McKnight. And when he puts his weight behind it, there's no stopping him, Dave McKinnon. He's got one wonderfully struck goal in the first half and almost repeated that.
Yeah, and I think that was a trademark of his game there. He was always known for his meaty challenges, and he certainly wasn't holding back in that collision with Dan Jackson.
Tom Brown. Paul Wright, desperate to score a goal, and just want to score an ordinary one.
You could see what he was trying to do, trying to bring it in the far corner with the outside of his boot. A little bit unfortunate.
There's John Traynor, like Andy Walker, who passes the ball to on a hat-trick at the moment. Jackson. McKinley. Walker, 4 yards from goal. There's always a chance of him scoring from that distance. Here is Jackson. Loses out to the effervescent Tom Brown, but comes back and takes it well.
Celtic happy just to keep possession and play the clock down at the moment. Jim McAnally.
There is Jim McAnally. Walker.
Andy Walker finds
Faulkner.
on the wing. But that's easily intercepted.
Very tired legs for Kilmarnock, and they look up at the clock in the arena and they say there's still another 4 minutes to go. It seemed like an age for them.
Yeah, I think when the games are tight and you have something to play for, then you know the time goes quickly. But when you're a few goals down, it can be a long 8 minutes.
Inside 4 minutes left, we're halfway through the second half in match number 4. Goal sent to Scottish
There's Willie Faulkner somehow squeezing it past his goalkeeper. Jackson to Faulkner. Tommy Boyd on this near side is the obvious option. 72 caps for Scotland.
Yeah, he was a fantastic player and a great ambassador for Celtic Football Club.
He has been tonight. Walker gets his hat-trick, no messing.
There you go, and you know, he's very patient, biding his time. He had a couple of chances before, decided to pass it, but there was no passing that one. That was only going in one place, top corner.
Now the joint leading scorer in the whole competition for this series. Still has 2 games to play. I say that because I think it's safe to assume that Celtic are in the final against Rangers, and they have to play each other. There will be a rehearsal for that, the final game of the league competition. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how they play that one, because I think obviously you want to reserve your energy, but at the same time I don't think Celtic and Rangers ever play friendlies.
Over the years we've got to that situation. A few teams have a bit of kidology and maybe rested their key players. Done a Czech Republic, but as you say, if there's anybody playing in a Celtic shirt against a Rangers shirt, they die for the cause.
So 2 minutes 20 seconds left in this one. Celtic firmly control is
They were the most proud is in that next game, Motherwell against Kilmarnock, Owen.
Yeah, I think there's certainly been a lot of personal pride in that one. As I say, nobody wants to finish bottom. We feel we're a wee bit unfortunate, and you know, it'll be important to finish on a win.
There's John Halpin. Celtic shuffling the players around. Chick Charnley. Keep ball now for Celtic, making sure everybody gets a touch of it. Got to the final last year, but lost to Rangers. They're after revenge. And well, they're walking it now, and it's so easy for Celtic. Tommy Boyd gets a flying header.
Yeah, you can see Kilmarnock looks so disjointed and demoralised. And a fantastic piece of football for Celtic. 3 or 4 passes, great lifted pass from Chick Charnley, and a great header from Tommy Boyd at the back post.
6-1, still time for a magnificent 7th. And you'll want them to run Kilmarnock for the next minute and 10 seconds or whatever, won't you? Just tire those legs for your game, which is forthcoming.
Yeah, and I think Kilmarnock are then coming back on again, you know, so it's going to be difficult for them, but hopefully ourselves and Kilmarnock can get a few goals and finish on a high.
Well, they've got a chance for a consolation, and Stephen Lodge is taking no stick at all, and Tommy Boyd will play no further part in this game. It wasn't his foul. It's maybe a handball ball, but comments afterwards upset Mr. Lodge, and he's in the sin bin. Oh dear me, it's a week for missed penalties, isn't it?
Yeah, Ray Montgomery, who actually still works at the club as well. I think he works in the doing his main host on match days, so he'll be getting a bit of stick from that next season.
There's a match day host at Kilmarnock. You'll tell them about the glory days when they won promotion in '93 and '90 in the Scottish Cup, but maybe not about the missed penalty in the Masters final.
No, I don't think he'll be talking about that one. I think that'll be very much low key.
Chick Charnley. He was actually complaining that there was sand underneath the penalty spot, but not too many people were watching that game the other night, apparently.
Well, there's every chance.
There's Tosh McKinley, can't add the 7th goal.
Last second.
And Mr. Lodge blows the whistle before that one can't be put in. Well, the good signs are that Kilmarnock are not scoring goals. Celtic are in the final, thanks. The oldest player in the competition skippering the side at the age of 50. Just getting one for nostalgia's sake. As for the Kilmarnock team, well, they were together in the glory days in the 90s, winning the Scottish Cup, but they've had no luck so far in their inaugural Masters. Played 2, lost 2 so far. They have to win this one. So, two sides who've not tasted Masters football before, but they're playing now to avoid coming bottom of the pile. Celtic and Rangers will be the final game in the league stages, and it will be the final as well. Mark, will you play in the final league game, or will you save yourself for the final?
I'm not sure what's going to happen. The lads have told me the way I'm playing, I don't deserve to play. So I'll see how it goes. But to be fair, they're doing well without me anyway, so we'll just see how it goes.
Giving nothing away, some things never change. Here is Owen Coyle. I can tell you, he was sitting next to me a short while ago, and he was very envious of Andy Walker getting his 4 goals in his hat-trick, his old Bolton Wanderers striking partner. There's Paul Wright. Record signing, of course, Kilmarnock with no rest between matches. After Celtic come Motherwell, they were looking jaded against Celtic, so they're really digging deep now. Those early morning and late night runs before and after work now beginning to pay off.
Yeah, it's definitely experience playing in this, because the first time you do it, it's really tiring and you've got to get used to it really. So that's why they're probably finding it harder than normal.
What was your first year?
Mine was about 5 years ago, and as I say, when you're running around, it can hurt if you're not reasonably fit. So probably some of the Kilmarnock lads are not realising how hard it is.
Oh, the pipe starts, but Kilmarnock can't pipe a goal. Of course, you were the Golden Boot winner and the player of the tournament 2001.
That's right, you got a great memory. I must admit, I forgot about that, but yeah, thanks. I'll pay you later.
Will we see him later this evening? This is Motherwell. Maybe it's a little psychological trick to play the pipes, and a theme for these two teams who are currently bottom, playing for pride. Everybody wants to have fun, they all want to reminisce after the matches, but nobody wants to go into the bar and the function room afterwards as the team who finished bottom of the pile.
Oh, definitely.
It's
yeah,
Paul Harvey.
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of pride at stake here. None of the lads want to be the worst team here tonight, so we're all trying the best.
Here's Dave McKinnon, or the goalkeeper left in no man's land, and it's toe poked over the line by Owen Coyle. Consolation goal in the consolation match for Motherwell.
Yeah, Owen doing what he's always done all his career, just poaching the ball in the back of the net there. Great finish, you'll say.
Man who scored 15 goals in 25 matches for Airdrie in their promotion-winning season from Division 1 last year.
So Motherwell take the lead. There's 3 minutes gone at the end of the first half.
Tom Brown. Paul Wright stepped over the ball, but nobody in unison with him. Here he is, right again. Oh dear! Well, that one own goal tonight, which is pretty memorable. That was pretty close as well. Paul Harvey hoping that the replay shows that it wasn't over the line.
Unbelievable finish as well. It's toe poked it beautifully as well.
There are thin white lines here in Masters football, but I think we may have just saved his blushes there. Dave McKinnon has scored a thunderous goal in the last match. Motherwell have done their homework and close him down. Ian Bryce, who's played just about every minute for Kilmarnock, the 41-year-old, is certainly not showing his years. A good career south of the border with Sheffield United, was sold there in '88, and also performed for Barnsley and Preston North End and Rochdale.
Yeah, he was a good player at Sheffield. He done great service there, and he's still quite fit now, as you can see.
Makes you sick.
I know.
If your back's hurting, you can lie down to commentate, you know.
A lot of people have said I'm that laid back. I should be horizontal anyway. So.
Too true. Here's McKinnon. Almost puts a hole in the perspex. 1-0 at the moment through that Owen Coyle goal. There is Kenny Black, the man that put a mark on the seat of his pants. Profuse apology. I'd play on it. They get a few drinks out of the Scot later on.
Absolutely. I will mention in the bar, definitely.
Here is Owen Coyle through the legs of McKinnon, rounds the goalkeeper, takes the long route to goal, off the boards, but not quite in, and well, it's good football, good to watch, even if it didn't bring an end result.
Yeah, it showed great dexterity there, he's unbelievable, good skill there, I like that.
All of these players will have their families here tonight, they'll want to give them an abiding memory. It's Bryson. All right. Nice feet to take. And the goalkeeper, Kevin McEwen, read his intentions, and it was a fair throw.
That's another thing, a lot of lads want to do well tonight, because some of the children weren't born when they were actually having their careers, so they want to impress their children.
Bordering on grandparents, but we won't go there. Yes, Owen Coyle. Here is Coyle. It's right. Oh, and he's taken it very well. Kenny Black in the right place at the right time.
Great finish there. I've sort of fooled him with the eyes there, looked the other way and played him near the corner. Great finish.
2-0 Motherwell. Kilmarnock are going to finish bottom the way things stand. Just over a minute and a half remaining of the penultimate game in the league stages. It's a tough learning experience, this, for Kilmarnock.
Absolutely, I think some of them are playing on memory now. I think, as I said, it's an experience playing here. It is hard work. If you're not reasonably fit, it can be painful, running up and down.
Good to play in front of a capacity audience here as well. Okay, it may not be the 60,000, 70,000 that Celtic and Rangers normally play against, but a good 4,000 crowd, not a spare seat in the house.
Absolutely, a great atmosphere. It does bring back memories, distant memories of good atmospheres at clubs.
Of course, Celtic fans, Rangers fans, but behind the goal that Motherwell are attacking, they've scored those 2 goals, there is a large array of the yellow shirts. There is Black. Tate for Kilmarnock. Rob Riley to Wright. Desperate to get that goal.
Yeah, Wright's been Kilmarnock's best player without a doubt. He's looked quite fit. And he's always been testing the goalkeepers when he's had a chance.
20 seconds left on the first half.
Here's Rob McKinnon of Motherwell.
Get ready to count down for me then. The last 10 seconds to half time. 10, 9,
They're trying to sew things up, but the half-time whistle is about to go here at the Braehead Arena. And the way things are looking, it's going to be Kilmarnock who are going to finish bottom. Owen Coyle and Kenny Black, the goal scorers for Motherwell. His shirt completely soaked in sweat. Now, of course, Dave McKinnon, the captain and general manager of Kilmarnock, was hoping for something to take back to his office desk. It's going to be a wooden spoon. He's with Alan McAnally.
We don't want a wooden spoon, do we?
Certainly not. I think each of the players has got their standards and they still think they can do it, but I think we're new boys to the competition. Thanks for Sky for asking us, but it's been very difficult out there when you've got the calibre of players that we're playing against.
So it takes you a little bit. You think it's going to be easy because we've done it for so long, but it's not as easy as everybody thinks, is it?
Well, it's not. It's, the surface is difficult to get ahead to, and I think that we were losing goals easily in the first couple of minutes, and that just throws it out. So we've got pride to play for in this second half. That's about all.
Listen, trust me, that wooden spoon will look great in your desk on Monday morning.
Well, I think so. I think it's that's the only trophy we've got, but that'll do. But it's great, and once again, thanks for Sky for asking us, and hopefully we'll be back with a younger, fitter team next season.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Dave.
You think he was plugging for another invite then, Mark?
I think definitely he's kept his diary open for next year. Definitely, yeah, definitely kept his diary open. But what he said is spot on. You don't realise how hard it is, and unless you come here reasonably fit, then you know it's very painful, and the next day is even worse, which is no consolation.
Here is number 3 for Kilmarnock, Slim Jim Coburn.
Actually, Jim looks how I feel at the moment, actually.
Jim looks how I look. There's Owen Coyle. Still looking good, still looking sharp. Telling me he wants to be playing at high a level as possible next year. And the way he's shaped up tonight, it's a good chance of that.
Should be mopped up by Kelly's number 17, Bryson.
Jamie Dolan. He's got that fantastic goal earlier in the evening. Rob McKinnon. Comfortable lead this for Motherwell.
Yeah, the problem for Kilmarnock is once you concede first, it's really difficult to get back in, and if you're not fit as well, as I said, they'll just pass it around you and eventually get opening like there you go.
So come on, what's the game plan for the last 2 games? You're going to let Celtic win it and then beat them in the final?
Normally, I suppose you might think about it because it's Celtic. I think the lads are going to be trying as hard as ever, to be honest with you. But I think winning's a good habit, so I think the lads will be trying.
Oh, what a lovely, lovely, lovely goal that was from Paul Wright.
Yeah, he's definitely deserved that. He's been, without a doubt, their best player.
The man who scored the winning goal in the '97 Scottish Cup. That's a little memory. The goal that should inch Kilmarnock back into the match. It's a little bit tense down there now. Here is Jim Coburn. Oh, Coburn has his legs taken. Doesn't quite know where the ball is, but he's got a free kick.
Jim showed great balance there. I thought he was going to keel over, actually.
It's kind of leave you dizzy down there, doesn't it?
It does, definitely. Delirious as well.
Spotted as always from Owen Coyle back to Rad McKinnon. So who's going to win this one then, Brayhead? Is it going to be Motherwell?
Dolan.
Or do you think Kelly can pull back or will they come on?
Oh, here's Coyle. They need the goal to make sure they're not taking the wooden spoon back. Motherwell 2-1 up, but there's a second breath here for Kilmarnock.
I think Motherwell have just took the foot off the pedal there, and I think they're going to pay for it a little bit, actually, because Kilmarnock come right back into the game.
To say the players are showing tremendous fitness. Sometimes people say you're doing Masters football, it's a bunch of overweight old men running around. Well, on the whole, that's not the case tonight, is it?
No, absolutely not. I'm not going to say there's no overweight old men there, but it's definitely not the case. It's hard work, as I say. You know, the lads are showing great tenacity, but for just getting out there and having a goal.
Here is Kenny Black. Here is Coyle, and that means that Kilmarnock surely now are going to finish right at the very bottom of the Scottish pile. You won't begrudge him a goal despite him knocking your senses earlier on in the evening?
No, without a doubt. No. As I said, he did apologise as I crashed to the floor, so I'm not going to take so I'm not going to have any grudges now.
The architect of that Owen Coyle goal. 3-1. The only way that Kilmarnock can avoid finishing bottom, by the way, is to win this game, because on goals difference they're miles behind. Conceded 5 against Rangers, 6 against Celtic, and now 3 against Motherwell. I suspect if they do come back next year, they'll be working on defence in the next 12 months.
One thing for sure, they'll come back fitter. There's a few people hurting out there.
They'll be dragging them off the beaches. McKinnon to the cunning Coyle. Paul Harvey. Oh, it's now showboating football from the men in yellow. Here's Coyle. Lovely, lovely. How good was that?
That's absolutely tremendous. I think Owen's going to be playing next year, possibly for one of the big clubs in the Premiership, I think, the way he's playing at the moment. Great finish, great movement to get into position as well.
Well, there's number 9 on the back, but also a sign that says for hire.
Yeah.
And he's looking for his 4th. The one-man demolition. There is Owen Coyle.
Yeah, he's looking nice and slim, and he's looking nice and fit, and one thing he'll never lose is that finishing instinct he has.
5-1 to Motherwell. It's right. Reminder, this is the penultimate game in the league stages. The top 2 from the league go into the Scottish Masters final at the end of the evening. The final game will be Rangers against Celtic. The final will be Rangers against Celtic. Owen Coyle is now top of the scoring list, so he may have something to take home, though, of course, likes of yourself, Mark, and Gordon Jury and Andy Walker will have different thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Although, as long as we get to the final and win it, apart from Jukebox, I don't think anybody's bothered about scoring.
Jukebox?
Yes. Jury, yeah, he loves scoring, so he'll want to win it.
You always were a team player, though, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Of course.
How come you never passed the ball? There's Tom Brown. Paul Wright. Fanciful little flick, and there is Kenny Black getting stuck in again. Owen Coyle loves this. Look, no offsides. It's his dream football.
Yeah, I think Kilmarnock have accepted what's going to happen now. I think this is playing out time. I think they can't wait for it to finish.
Now look on the bright side, they'll be the first in the bar. Champagne is on ice, but will it be Celtic or will it be Rangers, who this year claimed the Scottish Masters? And you know who is doing you-know-what again? Owen Coyle.
Going for a double hat-trick now, I think.
He makes it look so simple, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Great finish again, great position and great movement.
He's the leading scorer in Scottish Masters, so he's the leading scorer in Masters Football 2004. Most of his goals have come in this game. Well, the wooden spoon goes to newcomers in the competition, Kilmarnock.